what changes you've seen and how has telehealth reshaped the American healthcare system over the past few years? How important has it become?
I think we're dealing with the phase where people are looking at this as a real option. We need to make sure that the capabilities are in place, not only to provide communication remotely, but to be able to monitor patients effectively in the home or remote from the hospital. And also where we have kind of incursion from the consumer side and the clinical side of trying to provide the best solutions for patients in that space. Because right now it is very much white space as far as, the technology tools and monitoring capabilities that exist today.
How much of the changes do you see staying, or where does it go from here?
Our industry's challenge here is to provide platforms that allow physicians to replicate what they would do face-to-face in the office, and to be able to monitor the patients, examine the patients, and do so in a way that is clinically reliable, and will be acceptable to those physicians. And so it's really what we have to do is to look at the care environment. And so this really isn't a pure technology challenge. It's more of a holistic technology plus service plus, overall solution challenge. And in order to be able to develop those sorts of products, we have to work closely with clinicians, because it's very clear that any new technology needs to at least overcome three major barriers. So one is it has to provide superior care to a patient over and above what is available today. The second thing is that it needs to not disrupt clinical workflows. So there's no point in developing some great new technology that overburdens the clinicians. It just isn't practical. And then the third thing, and we haven't talked about this, is it needs to reduce cost. I mean, the other huge problem, which telemedicine kind of inherently addresses, but is the cost problem for healthcare, particularly in the US, which is out of bounds in terms of effectiveness compared to other countries around the world. And so if you can address those three things successfully, you can introduce technology in a way that does benefit patients, that does provide relief to clinicians, and is ultimately lower cost. And the cost part of it may be the most difficult, because if we look back in history, technology has improved patient care. It has improved medical imaging. It has improved patient monitoring. We can see more things more effectively. What it has not done is help with the cost problem. And I think telemedicine gives the vehicle for technology to reach its potential.
How do you see privacy and data collection concerns of patients? How should that be taken into consideration with monitoring, with personalized technologies?
Security has to be front and foremost in every link in that chain. And I think we're heading towards a future where, we talk about patient-centric care, and really we have to head towards an environment where the patient has control over their data. But I think in the case of telemedicine, right now, any solutions that go in place have to have privacy as their absolute a key element of those solutions. I mean, it isn't just adhering to HIPAA regulations. It's going beyond that to make sure that wherever that data goes, it's controlled, and that there's no access possible to anyone outside of the intended recipient. And so that's absolutely key. And I would expect that as we increase the population of these sort of systems and technology, we're going to find, just as we did with the internet itself, that the threat surface will increase, and that just means that the focus on security will have to continue to increase. And really, we're going to have to become much more informed consumers of healthcare privacy. It's inevitable, I think.